Good evening, everyone. It is Marito once again. Just checking on a few things. I'm playing with my audio to hopefully make it a little bit louder, so yeah, let me know if that's vaguely successful. I think we're live right now. Yeah, okay. Hi, Cappy, there you are. And I don't know if anyone else is going to show up. Probably. We seem to always get a decent couple of people returning. You know how it goes. Yeah, I didn't want to start Klonoa today. I just did not feel like it. I've never played through a full game on stream, so I figured I'd play something that I'm actually a little bit familiar with, so we avoid the Lomax disaster of last time. But before we do that, and fair warning to like any of the Somnolians who are going to pop in and be like, I'm so sick of hearing about this, but I have a new record. I figure I should mention this on my channel because I haven't actually uploaded the whatever of it, the videos for the songs. I haven't actually uploaded those yet. I do plan on, at least putting it on YouTube and whatnot. But yeah, I have a new record out. It's called In Free Fall. It will be available on Spotify hopefully soon and all of the stores and stuff. But you can also find it on my Bandcamp and on my website at marito.somnolescent.net. I'll probably put a link in the description when this is over about all that. But yeah, if I guess probably the best way to describe it is if this sounds appealing to you, then you're absolutely gonna love the rest of the record. So. Yeah, enough of that. I'm sick of hearing it too. No worries. But yeah, I figured I'd just mention that it's out there and it's a thing. And these are some tracks that I've had lying around since like 2015, 2016. Figured I'd fix them up and make them sound all nice for a debut. And hopefully I'll have another one coming by the end of the year. We'll see about that. But yeah, so just wanted to get that out there. And as for the rest of it, I don't know. Let me get Retro Arch up. We'll just start playing. I don't see any reason to hold back. I should probably unmute Retro Arch. I usually have music playing when I'm not streaming, so I usually just have Retro Arch muted, but there we go, it's unmuted. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, so we're playing Pac-Man World, which, when you get to be a certain vintage as a video game mascot, of course you need a 3D adventure. And this was Pac-Man's, I guess. Ow. I don't know who's watching, so chat, let me know if you're out there. I'm sick of watching this. Anyway, good opening cinematic. I'm turning that the fuck down. That is loud. Alright, much better. I'm hoping my controller's mapped properly this time because it wasn't mapped the last time. For whatever reason, I'll go into a game and it'll just unmap itself. Like the X and circle buttons will be like the same button. And it's a shit show. It fucked me up when I was trying to play Gran Turismo because one's your brake and the other one's your accelerator. So it was like, why am I not going? It's frustrating, but we should be okay. We should be okay this time. Yeah, this is a game that I've had lying around since I was a little kid. I used to really be into Pac-Man, and I don't know. Like I said in the Namco stream, I'm not especially good at it, but, you know, like I said, I've had the game for a long, long time. Figured I would go ahead and try to finish it on stream. So yeah, I guess the whole premise is that Pac-Man's having like a birthday party or something, and the ghosts abduct all his friends and family, like you do. I don't think I've ever actually seen the full cutscene of this, so I'm gonna just let this play out. Okay, there's talking.
Streamers and red balloons. The DJ stinks. The banners are crooked, and the cake should be chocolate. You're gonna ruin my party.
Boss!
What do you want?
Pac-Man's here on Ghost Island. The Pac-Man. I mean that pathetic fool, trying badly, I might add, to impersonate you, who is clearly the real Pac-Man.
I thought you had captured Pac-Man.
We did, see? Oops.
This is wrong.
A slight error on our part. Believe me, it won't happen again.
You idiots! My plans are already in motion. Pac-Man cannot be allowed to crash my party. Find him and destroy him.
Yeah, that's wrong. Alright, I remember how this is played. It's a weird sort of mix between kind of the 3D platforming stuff and Pac-Man, because you get these actual like maze bits where you just kind of free roam, and of course the actual free roaming part of the game. And it's just strange. It's just a very strange kind of game, but like I said, I've had these games knocking around since I was little. You know, I had the first one, and then you had Pac-Man World 2, which was pretty good as well. And then the third one, which was strange. They tried to make Pac-Man into like a weird dystopian thing with like the spectral monsters. And that was that. And they never made another one. And that's up to debate if that's a good thing or not. But, you know, the 3 games we got were pretty decent. I noticed my thumbsticks don't actually work like analog thumbsticks. This game supports it, I know that. But, and I've had this problem with Gran Turismo 2, and that's why I don't use the thumbsticks at this point. I use the D-pad because like I'm just barely inching on the thumbstick right now, and I'm not moving. But if I get far enough away from the dead zone, I go full speed, which, I mean, makes sense, but at the same time, it's like there's no analog here. It's an all or nothing with a lot of motion. It's really weird, is what I'm saying. It's really strange. So I just use the D-pad at this point. Yeah. So yeah, it's a weird kind of game where it's on rails. Like the camera is on rails, but it's 3D, and you kind of just move around in the background. And well, as you saw, there's also like fruit and stuff, and the fruit actually does become kind of important later on. They mix it in with the normal platforming stuff to, you know, enable secret areas and things. It's kind of, like I said, it's a neat little mix of, you know, the old school Pac-Man stuff, like the fruit and the power pellets and stuff, but also 3D platforming stuff, which was a dime a dozen at this point, and that's kind of an interesting thing looking back. And I was experiencing this last night when I was listening to the second Cardigans record. I think it was the second, maybe it's the third, I don't know. Gran Turismo. Hi Niku. Where at the time that album must have seemed so old hat. Like it was the zeitgeist at that point. I remember reading a review that said it just sounded like diluted garbage, which, you know, I like garbage quite a bit, but at the same time, I don't feel like it doesn't feel like that looking back. But at the same time, I could see why someone would say that. And it's just like, I guess when you have everybody chasing a certain sound or a certain gameplay thing, I guess it makes sense. Did I know this game supports widescreen? I'm sure it does. I'm not enabling it though. But that's pretty cool. It's always cool to see games try something a little bit different with the, you know. How do you get these? There you go. Depth is a little weird in this game. It's always cool to see games try out different, like, resolutions and whatnot. Kind of not surprised that this is, you know, the kind of game that would support something, because it's not a particularly complex looking game. But we're going to be playing it in the standard 4:3 just because. Oh, and you can also throw pack dots like that, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, like I was saying, it seems like people chase like a certain sound for a certain time, and you know, if you're not brand new to the sound, people at the time are probably just gonna go like, oh, it's, you know, you're a bandwagon jumper or something, and then you look back and it's like, you know what, maybe now that it's not the zeitgeist, you kind of get a better idea, you get a better perspective on it, you know, you appreciate it more, and that's certainly the feeling I get with 3D platformers. Although I prefer the PS2's platformers to the PS1's platformers by far. I've never seen the appeal in Crash Bandicoot. Spyro is okay, but yeah, I would much rather take Jak or especially Ratchet and Clank over any of the PS1's platformers. And I debated playing Ratchet and Clank on stream, but I don't have PCSX2 on here, and I don't feel like getting it. I know I just missed a fruit game. So yeah, I don't feel like getting it. And I have no clue how that game runs anyway. You also get these little slot machines at the end of these levels, if you really want, which I think give you extra lives if you don't fuck up. Got him. Let's try that again. It's a shame a lot of PS1 games had bad controls, but that was when 3D was new in the mainstream, yeah. Essentially. Bitch. Well, you still get points, thankfully. Yeah, we're gonna keep going with this. Ooh, Galaxian. Fuck! You gotta memorize the pattern. Whatever. Come on, give me one more shot. Alright, so it's Galaxian. Galaxian right before. It's right after the cherry. Okay, so the third time you see the cherry. Okay, I guess we're going with the lemon. This one's right after the bell, so it's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, it's a shame that a lot of PS1 games had bad controls. Yeah, I do get that impression. They really didn't know what they were doing just yet. That's okay. You know, everybody's got to be the, you know, guinea pigs for whatever new trend is showing up. And I don't know, I think I'd rather have a game do something new and fail. Maybe not. But this one's alright. It's like I said, it's like a weird mix of how do you go down? Triangle is how you go down. Like I said, it's like a weird mix of like a 2D kind of 3D platformer, because it's 3D, you have full control over the depth, but at the same time the camera moves like it's like Donkey Kong Country or whatever. That's perfectly fine with me. It works, it's functional. Pac-Man World 2 is a little bit more in line with normal 3D stuff. Actually, I don't think so. I think that still has an on-rails camera. I know the third one is very open world. The third one is very different. I'm on. How goes it? Oh shit, those are ghosts. Do not bounce on the ghosts. Alright, so I need a cherry. Do not bounce on the ghosts. I like these buttons and these doors because you just walk into like a closet and you pop out the top closet. I know it's a PS1, they couldn't do tons of detail, but that's... Oh shit. Anyway. I got to try new things like a ripoff of Eleanor's a hypothetical example. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but okay. I don't know what it is with your fascination with my fantasy world. I mean, I gotta write more of it. Mon can attest to that, but I don't know what you're referring to. Alright, so that's just a health thing. And there's a fish. Yeah, I've never gotten very far in this game, which is why I was interested in streaming it just as a start. Again, I needed something that wasn't fucking... I can't kill that fish, I guess. Damn. Tragic. Come on! You give me a fish and you won't let me kill it. I find it odd you want to make an entire fantasy world. Isn't that a bit ambitious? No. It's not like I'm going to make one in 6 weeks. I'm going to make one in 3 days. No, dude. I think Cappy referred to it as a lifetime project, and that's pretty much where I'm going with it. Oh, and there's letters, too. Every game needs to have collectible 3D letters, I guess. That's just how it went in 1999. But no, I don't think it's particularly ambitious. Why? Why do you think it's... First off, what's the problem with it being ambitious? Second, I don't get what's so odd about that. Like, do you look at Tolkien and say, oh, that's so ambitious of him? Like, it's not as difficult as you think. Well, I don't know what's your... You make it sound like it's a problem. You make it sound like, oh, there's something odd about having ambition. Like, God forbid anybody have fucking ambition. And that's the thing I get with, like, odd does not mean bad. Well, then, I don't know what your... I just don't know what your point is. Okay, we got him. Yeah, these are top of the line water graphics right here. Actually, these are pretty decent for the PS1. Texture mapped and kind of worky, and yeah, that's not bad. Where was I with it? With the Eleanor stuff, yeah. I don't know. I don't see the problem with it. It's not that difficult, really. I mean, certainly it's a lot of work, but it's also fun. Because, you know, and I could go on a ramble all stream about shit that I'm playing with and little concepts and ideas that I come up with, but a lot of what I'm trying to do is subvert kind of traditional fantasy stuff. Which isn't difficult because I have no pulse on traditional fantasy stuff. You know, I'm not into sci-fi or fantasy or any of it really. And your guess is as good as mine where there's fruit underwater just floating around. But yeah, I was just keen on not doing the same thing as everybody else tends to do. Tolkien makes fantasy world building look easy. I mean, he was doing it up until the day he died. That was the thing, and I know nothing about Tolkien. So I've read The Hobbit, but Tolkien stared at trees for hours. Again, that's just how you do it. Alright, I mean, every genius in history was an aficionado for cool trees. And that's just scientific fact. That's indisputable. Didn't we just have a game with, like, not plain things dropping, bombs? Like, legit bombs? It was, was it Lomax? I don't know if it was Lomax or not. One of these games had, it was the hot air balloon bombers. It had to be Lomax. I've never played a platformer on stream aside from Lomax. It had to be that. But, yeah. I find that curious that these games could come up with all sorts of creative enemies. Except for things to drop on Pac-Man. So I see I already missed the C. I wish I could look down. I wish I could look down right now. Oh, it zooms in, and you get to see Pac-Man's horrible fucking face. Terrifying. Pac-Man confirmed for not genius due to lack of trees. Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate. If only he had trees. If only he had trees. I don't know. Mon's actually played it. From the sounds of it. I wouldn't know. But, I think he's right. I've certainly never seen any trees in my playthrough of this. There's the strawberry. Is this the C? Yes! Okay, so we're right on target with these letters. But yeah, a lot of it is just coming up with a cool, going back to the Eleanor thing, a lot of it is just coming up with a cool concept and, you know, working it. You know, you have, say for instance, the spell system. You know, spells are nothing new with, you know, fantasy stuff. And I didn't want to do just the same damn thing. So I ended up thinking, like, what actually controls, you know, the spell? What actually defines what spell you're trying to cast? What makes a spell? And I've seen people use, like, runes and stuff in their fantasy worlds. But, hey, might remain in. But, you know, I didn't want to do any of that. So I ended up thinking more in terms of motion, because you know, a big problem has always been getting things feeling lifelike in my writing. So I don't know what the hell that was. Did you see that weird purple band? I don't know what that was. So yeah, that's how I came up with the motion system, and the way that, in a sense, you're trying to, like, it's kind of hard to explain at the moment. The coolest concept I could come up with is a teenage boy wearing a book who has a book sword and has a robotic companion that's basically Vimo. That sounds trash. I'm sorry to tell you that I don't see the appeal in this. But, anyway. I'm just gonna go around this ship right here. It might not have cool trees, but it has cool water. It's even trashier than you might imagine. I don't know. Some people have it, some people don't. You know, certainly not the end of the world if you don't, but there we go. So that's how you get that box down there. Ah, it's not the Galaxian. I'm looking for the Galaxian because I know that every time you hit a Galaxian, you get a maze. Or a Galaxian door, I should say. Is this it? No! It's a key. It's a key. I gotta go find the key door, I guess. Some people have it. Do I believe in natural-born talent? I think some people have a propensity for creativity or coming up with unique scenarios. Or just plain, you know, having an idea and knowing where to go with it. Certainly there is a little bit of intuition that goes into it, and I don't know how much of it you can develop and how much of it just comes naturally. But again, some people have it and some don't. Oh Jesus, that was interesting. Hey Sushi, how's it going? A lot of the time, it just comes down to thinking about things that interest you, really, and combining elements of it into an interesting whole. And certainly, you see that with well, Pennyverse is a bad example because that's character based. I've taken little concepts and ideas from, like, games I've played. I did not get all the letters. I remember getting really mad at this game when I was like 6. Yeah. I certainly got stuck on it at some point. I just don't remember where. Oh good. Oh good, we get another chance at the slot machine. Or one chance at the slot machine, I see. Oops. I forgot to hit circle. Whatever. All good. people outside. And sometimes they're just little things. Like, as an example, I had... These guys are no longer active in LNR, especially especially being the fact that, oh yeah, this cannon actually works. It's pretty neat. I can see the Crash Bandicoot thing, but these characters are no longer a thing, especially since I don't talk to the person I originally did I did Eleanor with. But I remember there was it was a trio. So you had the player character that my friend was playing. Out. I guess. And she was working with like this royal museum, I can't speak today. Excavating tombs and things, and of course other interesting locations, quote unquote. We never got that far because she fucking turned her character into a whore. But her one of her companions was a character of my creation, who was this kind of sickly, I think it was kangaroo rat. But of course she needed some form of protection on her own, and she reminded me of she was really, the smart one of the group. Ow, fuck. So she reminded me of Bentley from Sly 2, and so I ended up giving her a crossbow that she could use to put people to sleep with. I always thought that was like that's the kind of stuff you do. You just kind of like find stuff that you think is cool, like interesting concepts, and you kind of tweak them and you work on them. And it could be something as simple as that for, a character, or it could be something a little bit more involved. And then sometimes you just get kind of ideas in the first place. It all depends. It all very much depends. There we go. But yeah, if you're trying too hard, if you're just trying to come up with random ideas or stick random shit together, of course it's not going to come out very good. Of course it's just not going to work. You have to find a concept that resonates with you. And I think, sometimes that comes down to worlds, as in the case of Eleanor, or it sometimes comes down to characters, like in the case of Pennyverse. How much of the stream have I missed? Not much. I'm only like a half hour in. Not much at all. I don't understand the book wearing part. Oh, fuck me. That is gonna get me. I know. That's gonna be... There seems to be one thing per game that always fucks me. It was the kickflip to Indy and Tony Hawk, and it's gonna be these fucking platforms in this game. Yeah, no, I don't see the appeal, dude. I don't understand it. The thing is, everything that you come up with also has to make it has to have a point, or it has to at least make some kind of sense. Yeah, I played Tony Hawk last time, dude. I played the second one, and then Niku had me playing the fourth one to see if it was shit. Which I have no interest in the fourth one, but I'm sure if I had a PS2 I'd play that. And we had a good time, and then the rest of the stream was taken up with the first Namco Museum, which is fun. I got to kill it at Galaga. We're talking about the fourth one for the PS2 or the PS1? Because if we're talking about the PS2 one, I'm not going to argue. If we're talking about the PS1 one... Yeah, but nobody does that. Nobody... I don't understand this thing about wearing books. I don't understand that part. Like, you can like books, but I don't know why you'd have a character wearing them. That seems strange to me. Anyway, as I was saying, if it's the PS2 one we're talking about, then yeah. Yeah, the PS1 port is just kind of the same old shit. I don't know. I figure if you're going to play the later ones, you might as well play them on the later system. I'm still missing the P. I guess I'm not too concerned about getting the the letters for this run. I'm just concerned about getting through the game. Ah! That was not a clean jump. We good, though. We good. Yeah, I played the second one, though. The second one is still great. Really, really fun, tight, responsive. Just really satisfying. Although, I think my heart still belongs to the first one. I know that technically the later ones are better. But I started with the first one, and I played it so much I literally killed the disc. I don't see the appeal in... Hold on, I gotta read this. This is fucking stupid. I don't see the appeal in a world of funny animals myself, so maybe my idea has potential. It's not that I don't see the potential in it, it's that it sounds fucking stupid. I'm sorry to say this, but if it doesn't make sense in the first place, then it just doesn't. And I'm never going to convince you of this, and I wish I could, because, like, you've done this before. Yeah, exactly. It's not about do you see the appeal of it, it's does it make sense. You know, well, there's the Galaxian. You need to find the door for it for this level, but there's the Galaxian. I just can see the appeal in funny animals because I want a nut in Gardevoir. You degenerate. You actual degenerate. That's an animal, right? I mean, basically. I don't know what the fuck Gardevoir is, but basically. Ow! There's no good way to get around that. No! What a shit show. Oh, I see. So it's supposed to jump on top of that to get on top of this ledge. Well, those ghosts are staying on me, I guess. Ow. Wait. I see remastered demos and then the live stream is Pac-Man. Oh, hey, this is the guy that commented earlier on my little restoration of the late tape. How's it going, dude? And then you degenerate. Okay, this is coming from the 300-pound twink who can't play Pac-Man World. Hey, I've died. Have I died a single time yet? I think I'm doing fairly okay. You should have seen me play Lomax. Alright, if you think I can't play Pac-Man World, you should have fucking seen me play Lomax. Oh, I did die the one time, and then I just died now. But I think I'm doing fairly okay for myself. Thank you very much. Anyway, how's the reviews going? I haven't done one in a while. I was thinking of doing one for Gran Turismo by the Cardigans because I kind of dig that album. It's really synthetic and weird. Fuck! Pretty good. You did very well. I didn't know Audacity could be used that way. I appreciate it, yeah. Audacity is pretty damn powerful, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. I'm sorry, I was just distracted. No. Yeah, Audacity can be used pretty effectively if you know what you're doing. That's what I meant to say. Now I've lost my train of thought. No, nobody responded in the Discord, but I was showing off the way that because if you know what you're doing with the noise reduction tool, it's actually pretty effective. What you got to do really is you gotta, oh fuck, come on. I don't get this jump. I don't get this. And now that he's said that I can't play, now I'm not actually gonna play. Thank you. Anyway, sorry. As I was saying, you've all got me fucking distracted now. I hate you. Yeah, so generally what I do is, first off, you got to give it a little bit of it's called a noise profile. You just select a little bit of noise at the start, and then a lot of it is just testing how aggressive you can get with it until you start taking a little bit. I don't actually hate you all, by the way. Until you start taking the sound with it. There's a residue option, which is kind of a debug tool function, where you can see exactly what you're filtering out. And then when you're satisfied with it, when you've basically hit the point where you start taking chunks of the sound with it, that's when you can, you know, just do the noise reduction. And then, like I said, I do think it was just an EQ thing. Come on, finally. Fuck that jump. And then it's just a little bit of an EQ thing because I thought they sounded pretty harsh and kind of crispy up there. So, yeah, it was just an EQ thing after that. There we go. Oh, so there's the power pellet. I don't feel comfortable jumping on these. This is the worst gameplay element in the world. Jumping on these fucking cannons. You're all awful, alright? You're all absolutely awful. There we go. Got it. Got it. Suck my entire dick, Sushi. Oh, what the fuck is this? Holy shit. That was cool. You say the entire, like it's hard to suck the entire thing. It is. Why don't you come and check? Fucking pop cannons. Well, I mean, it's kind of piratey, I guess. There's a lot of cannonballs for a pirate, which makes sense. But I'm also... Fuck. I hate these... This is the one problem with the camera being on rails, is it's hard to... You can't look down, so I'm like, what the fuck is underneath me? Like, that's not even remotely fair. But anyway. Yeah, so Audacity's pretty powerful if you know what you're doing. I enjoy it for just destroying stuff in various ways, and that it's very good at that. Suck half the dick, Miku. Ooh. And it wasn't even me who said this time. Ooh. Speaking of cannonballs, that was good. Oh. That's bad. Here. You know when you just get your ship wrecked on the top of a tower? Like you do? Oh, there's that band again. See that? That's weird. Oh. Oh, that's strange. I don't know if that's a glitch, or if that's like an emulator thing or what. Again, this is the one part where the camera gets me. Mate, I'm still a minor. Okay. Whoa! I've never gotten this far. Alright, so I guess I just rescued Puka. Cool. Suck half the dick in a couple of years. What she said. I can't be held accountable because I'm just repeating what she said. Alright, so I didn't get all the names. Alright, let's try the slot machine thing again. Can I get the Galaxian? It's right after the bell, right? It's right after that third cherry. So we got 1 cherry, 2 cherry, 3 cherry, 4 cherry, 5 cherry, 6 cherry. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that works. That's consistent enough. And we got 1, 2, 3. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That didn't even do anything special, but it's satisfying to me that I got all 3 Galaxians. Fucking polygamy. Polygamy. It's... I was about to say it's the most degenerate act, but no, speedrunning is still more degenerate. Are you up for some polygamy with Niku? I would not have Niku in my harem, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just saying, I would not. I prefer. I say prefer, but realistically, you have to be a high IQ individual to be in my harem. So yeah, Niku wouldn't pass. Man, okay. Already we're getting some shit I don't recognize. I guess I really didn't play much of this game. I swear I got decently far. Maybe I just played the fucking mazes. I remember all of the different mazes, but I don't know. Would you have me in your harem? Ooh, not when you're making fun of me for not being able to play fucking Pac-Man World. What the what the fuck? Hello? Oh, okay, we got a hit. I thought you had a Pac-Man World humiliation fetish. Not on stream. Not on stream, honey. Not on stream. Ow. I'm not understanding this boss battle. I'm not... What is this? What is going on? Okay. See... Okay. See... Oh! And it's over. I didn't even know what I was doing and I still won. Okay. I'll take it. Oh shit, we're already 10% through the game. This is why I wanted to pick this one as the first stream game. Because that is satisfying. I like games that are short. Pac World seems like a cross between Crash Bandicoot and Donkey Kong Country. I wouldn't be surprised. These are both games that I played Crash a little bit. And again, I'm not the hugest fan of it. Again, it's the rail camera, which I'm, for whatever reason, fine with here, kind of. But, Donkey Kong Country I have not played. I'm just fucking around here. If you like short games, I'm not streaming a DS game. DS emulators are off limits. I don't know, I quite like the PS1 only thing that I've got going on. I'm quite satisfied with that. I feel like I've got my own thing here. Because I don't know who else fucking streams PS1 games. I know Caby plays PS1 games, but I don't know of anyone else who streams them. And I mean streams only them. So I don't know, I figure that's going to be my format. Picking PS1 games. It helps that now I have a functional emulator. What are you saying, Mom? Okay. That's a waterfall of pack dots, I guess. I need to play more PS1 games. I like Clock Tower and Silent Hill. Of course you like the horror games. And then the first two Tony Hawks. Yeah. I like... I guess if I had to pick a specific... What's better... Oh, I'm not going to be able to answer that. That's going to be a question for Sushi. My heart belongs to the PS2, though. Imagine making a perfect console. Yeah. PS2... The PS1 will forever be my actual childhood console, but my PS2, before all of my controllers gave out... The PS2 definitely gave me some good memories. That's quality. Yeah, I've never seen this part of the game, so I guess we're both seeing it for the first time. Assuming you've never played this game. DS emulation still sucks balls after 14 years. Don't really like using mobile keyboards because of that. Nah, it's pretty bad. What in the fuck? Okay, so those. I'm best off recording my DS Lite. I'd get the audio easily covered with my line import. Yeah, but how would you get the video? That's been the one thing, is that I would actually genuinely, if I had, you know, the... Did I just willingly walk into the lava? Anyway. If I had the setup for it, I would absolutely just direct capture off the consoles, but the problem is, again, consoles. I have the worst fucking track record with consoles. And for whatever reason, it's always the controllers. You thought ghosts with swords was cool. Here's a ghost with a fucking spear. Pac-Man commits suicide. Press F for Pac-Man. Ow. Oh, you crazy kids in your Flipnote studio. I'm sure as Cappy knows by now, I have a DSi sitting in my drawer with fucking Flipnote for one day. Because she has fond memories of it. She's very much told me. And I don't know, I like it too. Although I don't really remember much of it. Wasn't it just literally like white, black, and red? And then of course you could paint in dithers, but aside from that, I don't know. I really, I was not an artist at that point. Mario doesn't get us nostalgic gamers. He thinks you're the man now dog sucks and calls us kids for liking Flipnote Studio. It's because you are kids. Be real. I need to pay attention to where I'm going. Patena is where my heart belongs. Although, real talk, most of you are kids. I knew Niku and Mon are both underage, so... yeah. The PS2 is awesome. I jailbroke it with an MC boot card and now play games via USB. Yeah, I have my little... I'm playing this game like a toddler. Okay. Go play your own fucking game on stream then, asshole. See if I care. If you're like, oh, this is so... If you can't play this game, if you're gonna umu about it, you play it. You play it on your own fucking stream. I think, is this the end of the line? I know that's a bottomless pit. I'm not falling into the bottomless pit. Seriously, this is what I mean by the on-rail camera. Is there like... Alright. I have 11 okay, I can afford to lose one real quick. Oh, come on. Alright, so that was a giant leap of faith. That's bad game design right there. That is trash game design. Okay, and we got a platform coming up. I'm just gonna say okay. I've beaten this game at least 20 times. Have you now? I'm so impressed that you managed to beat a game we've already played 10% of. I'm so, you know, just good for you, man. Good for you. Be proud of it. Ow. Alright, fuck it. I'm enjoying myself, okay? I don't need to be an epic gamer, okay? I can just enjoy myself. Yes, I have beaten it all 20 times on stream. I have also beaten all the games I've ever played, all on stream. Again, good for you, dude. That's worthy to be proud of. Oh, I see. So you were only pretending to be retarded. Okay. I am not a fan of this level. I'm not a fan of any level where you have to see where you're going by walking. That, again, seems like extraordinarily poor game design. If you need a flashlight in a game, it's trash. And I'm accepting no examples to the contrary. I don't give a fuck what shitty horror game you're into that has a flashlight. They're all bad. Where am I going? I'm not a fan of how you're bullying like this. Bullying you like this when all I did was call you a toddler. I'm just saying, talk shit, get hit, my guy. Give me the hyperlink password. Remember when everyone thought Sushi was the one who hacked hyperlink? And then it turned out to be me. That was funny. Should I retell the story of hyperlink? Should I retell that? Because that is possibly the greatest tale of autism I think I've ever witnessed. And yeah, it was a ride. It was a ride. Hi, my internet died just in time. It's a story time with Marito. I'm going to tell you a story about a thing that you don't remember, but several people in the chat do, and it was called hyperlink. So several people here, in fact, I think pretty much everybody who's active right now, we were all on a little web host called Neocities, which was hot trash. I think that's actually kind of offensive to hot trash. Neocities was legitimately bad. Like, I don't think it doesn't matter what you're talking about in every aspect. Like, the website design was bad. It was like barely prototype quality. Like, it just seemed like he slapped it together in Ruby on Rails in a fucking weekend. The head asshole, he doesn't return my calls. He's an evil man. He touches children. Fuck you, Kyle Drake. Anyway, so yeah, Neocities. It was bad. If you need free web hosting, don't go with it. In fact, if you need free web hosting in general, just pay for something. Because it's going to be like a million times better and more satisfying. Anyway, so at the time, one of the dumb things that all of these active people on Neocities did was they formed a little internet group called Hyperlink. Now, the original version of Hyperlink was somebody tried to bring back a web ring, and web rings, I don't even need to tell you, web rings were bad. But then after the web ring died, check out Infinity free. I'd rather not. I have my own web hosting. Thank you very much. DreamHost for life. DreamHost is the shit. So, so after the little web ring died, they built what was basically this internet clubhouse. Is it coincidentally related to? Yeah, it's supposed to be a play off of GeoCities, and so the whole concept of it was, some guy was like, "Oh, the internet is so impersonal now. It's so, you know, it's all controlled by big corporations." So he gave everybody, you know, like the old GeoCities, you could make an account. You got 10 megabytes now. I think it's like a 1 gig for a free account, and you could make your own site, host it, literally do whatever you want. Now, at the time of Hyperlink, about the time, and you know, early on when I was actually involved in Neocities, I was really into it. I was really into the concept, and it pissed me off real bad when I saw people doing nothing of value with it. You know, you have the ability to tell the world about the most obscure and esoteric things that you are interested in, and the vast majority of people literally just made theirs fucking about pages about, and you know, talked about how much they loved like coding or some shit like that. Like, it was the least creative place I've ever seen, and it was boring. So the way it went was a bunch of active people, because they're all massively uncreative, you know, they formed this little internet clubhouse called Hyperlink, and I think they even had the Hyperlink URL. And the whole point of it was, and even though everybody already had free accounts, it was apparently like everybody got their own mini site, which is like, why don't you just use your actual account? I don't know. That never got explained, and people thought it was a fucking fantastic idea. I don't understand it. I never did. I thought it was funny. And of course, this started right about the time that I came back to Neocities. But anyway. Okay, so then you can go down here. Got you. So, ow. Okay, so apparently they had no health left. So yeah, everybody had their own little mini site. I wanted more storage space. I don't see how anybody would hit the 1 gig cap. I didn't even hit the 1 gig cap until I started hosting, you know, and, you know, when I got a plus account, a supporter, that was what it was called, supporters. Until I got supporters, I barely even touched, like, 100 megs. Like, text and JPEGs, they don't take up a lot of space. Anyway, so, yeah, it was pretty trash. And even people who were involved in the old GeoCities looked at Neocities and thought, that's fucking trash. The exception were the people who never grew out of it, which I guess was a fair number of people. Because sometimes I'd see like a 30-something pop up on Neocities, be like, hey, I remember the old GeoCities. Sure you do. Just give them a pat on the back and send them on their way, because that's... GeoCities wasn't even good at the time. Like, yeah, it was... Like, oh, it was revolutionary. Everybody got... I don't even care about these fucking pufferfish. Everybody got, you know, the 10 megs or whatever free, but they loaded it with ads, which thankfully Neocities got right. There's no ads on Neocities. They get their entire... They get their money through supporters, which I paid. I paid for supporters so I could host fucking Opus files on my website. Just get actual web hosting. Like, the supporters for one person is $5 a month. You can get unlimited sites through the shared hosting for $10 a month. And that has no whitelist, no file size limit, and no bandwidth limit. Here's one of the mazes, by the way. Like, it's just an infinitely better deal. And you can have as many people as you want on your hosting, which is how Somnolescent is possible. So yeah, supporters is not a good deal. I remember seeing Kyle Drake talk about how it was such a good idea, you know, it was such a better value than Amazon S3, you know, pound for pound. Suck my dick. I don't care if it's better than S3. You're comparing apples to oranges, because S3 is technically meant for content hosting, but like, it's not just like a straight up web host. It's mostly for like CDNs and like people who have to host a large number of files. So to compare Neocities to S3 is just, it's boneheaded. It's dumb. It doesn't work. It's not a traditional web host, so it's not even remotely comparable. So yeah, Neocities supporters was just not a good value. In fact, nothing about the website was a good value. The community is awful. The community is full of fucking little kids, and occasionally perverts. I've seen my fair share of troons on Neocities. I've seen my fair share of, you know, not gonna get into that. But there's some less than savory actors, let's just call them that. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't like Neocities. And so they had this thing up, Hyperlink, where everybody got little mini sites, and nobody used it for anything interesting. I think one of the head assholes, Owlman, basically just used it as a continuation of his own site, which again raises the question, why don't you just use your own fucking site? And everybody else just kind of would put up, like, I don't know, like a page. They would just put up, like, a fucking page and be like, oh, I'll use this for something sometime. It's a shit show. It's a total shit show. I see where you're coming from, but I've always been separated from the community from the start, and I'm still fine. Dude, you can say that, but a big reason I joined Neocities was the idea of a community. Was the idea of like-minded people making interesting sites, and that never materialized, and that's what this was sold to me on. Okay, come on, man, explain how I got hacked and shit. Fuck off. I'll tell the story at my own goddamn pace. So, that's how Neocities was sold to me. It was sold as like, oh, it's a creative thing, and then nobody used it for anything interesting, and it was just boring. Like, it was really fucking boring. Anyway. So, we get back to Hyperlink because some people in the chat are fucking impatient. I hate these. How do you get past these? Hold on. Okay. You gotta time it correctly. Ow. Whatever. You see, this is why I make fun of you for being a baby at this game. Do you want me to clown the shit out of you again? That level was long and stupid. Let's never play that again. Okay. So time for the actual story time of Hyperlink. So I come back right around the time the Hyperlink started, and the way this worked was, as long as you had, what was it, 10 followers and like 5,000 site views, they would just give you the fucking password for the entire account. Literally, everybody got the password. Everybody got the same password. And apparently this is smart OPSEC. Apparently this is just how you did it. I don't even care. Fuck it. So yeah, they just gave away the password, and even though I was not liked by the people in Hyperlink particularly very much when I returned, they still gave me it. And I didn't do anything with my site. I never did. I just thought it was kind of stupid. So I never did anything with mine. But I remember, I think it was the one time I wanted to see if anyone would notice. I wanted to see if anyone would notice that I fucked with the account. Yeah, the password was like beyond blatantly obvious. Like literally no concept of security whatsoever. No concept of sharing accounts might lead to somebody occasionally fucking with other people's stuff. They tried to mitigate it a little bit by saying, oh, somebody should keep backups. I'll get to the Luna thing in a moment. So somebody had changed the password a couple times, but it was always like butt fucking easy to. Oh, okay. So you can't bounce on them. That's probably where I have to use that pack dot function, right? Or I can roll into them. Ow. If I can target them properly. So that doesn't work. 38 reasons to stand Luna. Yeah, like I said, I'll get into it in a moment. Okay, so apparently, got you. So yeah, as it goes, it was only a matter of time until someone tried to fuck with the site. You know, they were always like, "Oh, keep backups of everybody's files." Nobody ever kept backups. This was all like 12-year-olds. So yeah, I was not impressed, and I thought it would be really funny to see if they would notice me changing the name of the site, because I had access to the account. And they did. And they immediately started screaming about how they were hacked. Immediately. I'm not kidding. Like, they were talking, like, these fucking people give away the password and then immediately start screaming about how they were hacked. And I realized I hit a fucking gold mine of just hilarity. So I kept going with it. I changed the password. I don't think I changed the email at first, but I changed the password, and nobody could get into the account. So now they're all in meltdown mode, like headless goddamn chickens, trying to figure out who hacked Hyperlink. Hi, Kaz. It's been a long fucking time since I've seen you around. I sounded really angry there. No, how's it going, man? It's been a long time. I'm just recounting the story of some shenanigans I got up to a couple months ago. So, yeah, people were trying to figure out what the fuck happened. Like, who hacked Hyperlink? I'm not kidding. It got to the point where they were making spreadsheets of their potential suspects. Like, it was easily the most autistic thing I've ever seen. It was glorious. And I'm just sitting back, updating the site, fucking with them constantly. And they just could not figure it out. I didn't have any malicious intent. I wasn't going to, like... I think I was originally going to give everyone's files back, but like I said, nobody had anything interesting on there. So eventually, I just never did. I just didn't care. It's been so long and I want to hear this. Owlman, did you hack it? Yeah, and they were so stupid, too. So, like, while they were trying to go all detective on it, they were, like, they were missing the actual culprit, which somebody had a sock account inside the server and was continually asking for the password and continually getting it. So that's how I kept getting the password. It was a sock account that I had shared. And they just continued to give it to this fucking sock account. It was awful. It was so awful. Like, they had no concept of what they were doing. And they ruled me out early on too. Remember, they didn't like me even then, but they ruled me out early on because I wasn't in the Discord. Never mind the fact that the sock account was in the Discord. So, yeah, this entire time they're just trying to figure out who did it. And they never did. They never did. They blamed everybody. I think Owlman got blamed for a little bit. I think Sushi got blamed for a little bit. Lancer got blamed for a little bit. Like, nobody could figure it out properly. And eventually, this is how this all came to a head. It was a couple months later. This is before I started talking to Mon more regularly. What happened was, I was talking to Mon, and I let it slip in districts that I was the one who fucked Hyperlink for funsies. By this point, the account, I think at one point they actually tried making another account to get the Hyperlink name back, and they got it back. And then the sock got that password too. So I was sitting on 2 different Hyperlink accounts. They just continued to give the password out. Like, this was beyond easy and beyond funny. So I just kept going with it. So I was talking to Mon in DMs for a little bit. Yeah, the URL thing was so funny. I think I changed the URL for a little bit, and then they got the Hyperlink name back, and they were so hype. And then they started giving the password back out. And then I got the password again. So it was like, okay. Then they gave up. They were like, Hyperlink is dead. Yeah, they lost the original account. They rescued the URL, and then I got the second account again. Guess they lost the URL again. And to date, nobody has recovered the URL. What ended up happening to the URL was what you see on there, the Luna thing. Like I said, I fell in with a couple of troons for a little bit. Both of whom ended up being very bad people. Yeah, so everyone thought it was Sushi. Because Sushi was fucking with them too. Like I said, it was absolutely glorious. Even though Sushi was barely in Hyperlink, people thought it was Sushi. But yeah, both of these people were like obsessed with K-pop, which, by the way, K-pop is trash. It's not even a debate. K-pop is actually trash. And especially Luna. So anyway, so yeah, they changed the site to like 38 Reasons to Stan Luna or some shit like that. And it was just like, for real, dude? For fucking real? Like, honestly, I didn't even know you were the one who did it. Yeah. Yep, it was me. So anyway, to sum up what happened at the end, I was talking to Mon, and I let it slip outright in districts. I let it slip in districts that I was the one who killed it. I think at that point, I didn't care. I just kind of, I just let it slip, basically. And then Mon went into my DMs, and he was like, dude, you have to tell me what happened with Hyperlink. So I figured I would. And then immediately after, it was great. Charon, one of the troons I mentioned, was still in Owlman's Discord. And of course, by this point, and this is the one thing that Charon will never admit to, Charon doesn't like Owlman either. So whenever Charon pretends to be friendly with someone, probably fucking hates them. Is just kind of the general feeling that I got. Charon likes to play people, basically. And that was something about Charon, is that he was like, he pretended to be Owlman's friend and kept telling us what was going on in like Owlman's secret channel and who was getting brought up, and of course it was always me. But yeah, immediately after, Owlman pops up in his Discord being like, hey, guess we know who did it now, because Mon was sending him logs. And like literally immediately after, Charon sends me something, and then I tell Mon, I'm like, I know what you're fucking doing. And Mon got super freaked out and apologetic. And I mean, what can I say? I'm sure he thought he was doing the right thing. I didn't really care at that point. I just thought it was funny. I was like, you basically told me that you weren't going to tell anyone, and then you immediately went and told Owlman, for real. You immediately went and told somebody who's like a verifiable fucking pervert. Yeah, whatever. I'm completely over it at this point. I found it mostly funny, if anything, although Mon was fucking freaked out. So yeah, don't feed logs to people. I will find out. Whenever I think of Charon, the first thing that comes to mind isn't me interacting with him. It's the one with the fucking Rick and Morty hat. High IQ individual right there, am I right? And the green hair too. Like, nothing about Charon visually fucking works. And it's such a shit show. I don't normally like to talk shit about people. That's a lie, I do. But I normally don't go after people's appearance because I'm not somebody who's really showy. I'm pretty simple. Aside from my hair, I'm very average. but you know, that's how it goes basically. Aside from that though, Charon is like especially bad. I'm not going to show the picture on stream, but it's bad. So yeah, so the moral of that story is that it eventually did come out that it was me who destroyed Hyperlink, and it was funny. It was really, really funny. It was a great couple of days. Just watching them all run around and like have no idea. And what's funny too is that people were like really, really like attached to it, which is strange to me. It wasn't even like they particularly liked each other, but there were people afterwards who were like, I will avenge Hyperlink, or we'll start Hyperlink again. Like Wasteman, fucking, he was like, oh, you know, I will avenge Hyperlink. You can still go on his site and go into his buttons, because everybody on Neocities has to have buttons, right? Hover over the Hyperlink one, which he still fucking has, and he's like, I will avenge you, Hyperlink. Like, for real? For real, dude? So yeah, Hyperlink was just never a good idea, and that name was always cursed. And I don't mean cursed in the more traditional sense, or in the newer sense. I mean it in the more traditional sense of there's something always wrong when that name is involved. The original Hyperlink was a web ring with like sub rings, which web rings have always been a fucking joke. They are just not a good way. I will never understand. The first thing people do on Neocities, for whatever reason, is join web rings, because, oh, we're bringing back the old internet. We're bringing back when, you know, the internet used to be good. The internet didn't used to be good, dude. Well, maybe it did, but certainly not because of web rings. But because people had, like, a heart. People had creativity, which is the thing that Neocities has always fucking lacked. Nobody does anything interesting on there. So that was just one of the deciding factors. It was like, I'm gonna get the fuck off Neocities. And to date, it is not at all harmed me. In fact, I think it's only been sweeter and sweeter the further I go along. In fact, I actually just wrote a thing, because it turned out it was just recently my 1-year anniversary of making my Neocities account. So I wrote a thing. I'm gonna drop it into the chat. I wrote a thing on my site, if you want to go read it, about sort of my feelings on it. It's a more personal thing. People over there seem to think I'm just, you know, a heartless monster because I enjoy having a laugh at the expense of stupid people. I'm not. I do care. And it was a weird kind of time because I got way too obsessed with Neocities. Like, I really wanted it to be better, but at the same time, I was also fucking with people. So it was like, I was getting kind of muddled because I was muddled. It was a weird transition period in my life. It was before I met Caby. It was before, you know, I'd figured out what I wanted to do, and I was still hanging around a bunch of really awful, miserable people. So it was just kind of like a weird transition period, and it wasn't exactly fantastic. So I don't know. I think Neocities was a enlightening experience. I would never go back, especially since, again, it's just a miserable place full of miserable people who do nothing, and they like to pretend that they're bringing back the spirit and the fun of the old internet. No, you're not. You have no fucking idea what the spirit of the old internet was, especially not the least of which because they've spent the last however goddamn many months trying to cut me down long after I've left their communities. You admitted you had a girlfriend. I do have a girlfriend. She's in the chat right now. Isn't she wonderful? But yeah, you want to stay far away from the fucking community as you can, because it's just a bad scene, and for whatever reason, people there have no sense of humor whatsoever. And maybe I didn't either. Maybe I was a little bit like, you know, maybe I was just a little bit too involved, a little bit too autistic, because people for whatever reason have a problem with me saying things are autistic even though I am autistic. Like, I don't understand that part. What can I say? It's a special group of special people who I am very glad to be very far away from. Let me see if I can pick up where I was going with the game. I wonder if Kaz is still there. Kaz is used to be a very... Bruh, I made 2 albums. I fucking did. Well, I made half of one. Huh. I made one, and I've got another one half written. I'm not... Alright, here's the thing. You're taking that and you're... Hi, Kaz. Alright, so yeah. Kaz and I go a little bit back. Kaz used to be a long-time viewer of the stream. Back when I was still involved in GGRC, which is another shit show that... to date, I still don't quite understand what had happened with it. I don't know where I'm supposed to go right now. I don't have the 300 IQ to make music, but I can kind of review it. Yeah, you've gotten better. I'll give you that. You've gotten better at reviewing. Yeah, so that's another story, and I'm not going to go too long with that, but I used to be involved really in the Quake scene. Okay, so I'm apparently going backwards now. Got you. I used to be really involved in the Quake scene, and especially the little corner of GGRC with RC and friends. And for whatever reason, I got really bored of the chat, and I wanted RC to let me shitpost. And especially not the least of which, because some guy was looking, he was in the chat looking to find fucking girls. You'll only say I'm getting better because I gave your record an A. I might be a little biased, what of it? So he was literally looking to pick up fucking Quake chicks. And I wanted to clown the shit out of this guy, and RC wouldn't let me because he was trying to have like a safe, inclusive environment, which is his prerogative, I guess. But like, it's fucking boring, dude. It was a chat. It was pleasant. That was the thing. I just hated how I was a regular in that chat, a mod for a little bit even, and I basically got casted aside because I had a different idea of what I wanted in that chat. And I just remember 3 or 4 different 20-somethings, fucking 20-somethings? God, they were way older than that, like 30s, 40s, fucking boomers, ganging up on me basically and trying to make me out to be this awful person. I'm like, you don't fucking know me, dude. Like, okay, I don't suffer. Pac-Man is a dog, I guess. I don't suffer fools, and somehow that makes me an awful person. Like, you don't fucking know me. And that's the thing. They all assumed I was just this massive dickhead because I'm just so honest about things. And it's like, okay, you can think that. You're wrong, but you can think that. Is this another leap of faith? Yes. Seriously, I have no clue where I'm going in this level. I'm missing something obvious. Sushi, you've beaten this game 20 times. Tell me where the fuck to go. So yeah, it was just kind of like a difference of opinion, but people were trying to make me out to be this massive, like, asshole, and I'm like, no, dude, I just want to have, like, fun occasionally. I want to let loose, but that wasn't the case. So it was like my last hurrah in this community that I never quite fit into, the Quake scene. And of course, they're all a bunch of fucking miserable people, too. You have, like, have you seen some of the people, and I'm not going to spend the rest of the stream talking shit, but just, I don't miss a single one of them. They probably don't miss me either, but, like, I don't know. It just frustrated the crap out of me because, again, I liked RC. I was a regular in his streams. I was a mod in his Discord. And the moment that I had a differing opinion, he was trying to make me out to be like a fucking baby. And I'm like, that's beyond bullshit, dude. And then I woke up the next morning and found I had been banned from the chat. And he stopped doing the streams live. Which is like the only reason somebody would join in is to be able to talk to him live. And it was like, dude, see ya. Like, the Quake grave, that sounds really weird, but yeah, it was the Quake grave. It was, I enjoyed it. I genuinely enjoyed it. And even though it was like, it wasn't even like RC was, and I'm going to be honest here, because, I mean, he does make it work, but he is not the most animated personality. But I did enjoy the way that he would, like, you know, dive into maps and point out, like, little details that he enjoyed, and I enjoyed talking to him and talking about old FPS games and all this other shit. The one time I'm like, I had a differing opinion, not just about the shitposting thing, but also that I said the Quake scene had run out of steam, which is still an opinion that I hold, by the way. The few times I've gone back to Quidicted are just like, there's been nothing of interest uploaded. First off, it always lags behind because Spirit's a fucking lazy bastard, and he's picky about, like, the 10 seconds it takes to repack a zip file. He's like, I didn't sign up to repack fucking archive files. Well, that's your fault. That's your fault, Spirit. Hand it over to, like, I don't know, Creator or some shit. But not only do they always lag behind, but it's just everybody's constantly doing these events. I don't know if the events have slowed down in the past, you know, little while, but I remember there was like 2 events a month, and I was like, dude, nobody has time to produce a good map in 3 weeks. Nobody. The thing is, that's the whole point of a jam, is it's an experiment, it's a time limit, and it's a challenge. It's not meant to produce brilliant levels. You look at a level like, what was that, 1000 Cuts? Is that the one IK Blue map that Sock made? That level was originally a jam level. And then he went back and retooled it and added to it. And it's still not, like, the best Quake level ever. That goes to Zendar. That's without saying. But it just seemed so frustrating to me that, like, Sock understands. Sock understood, you know, you start a jam just kind of as a base, and then you go back and you build on it after the jam is released. Or you play with a new idea, especially with speed maps, dude. You play with things. Like, you have a neat concept for a map, so you play with it in, like, a shorter map, and then if it works out, you go back and you add on to it and you retool it. It just seemed like, seemed fair to me, and nobody was doing that. So we were just getting this cavalcade of, like 7 to 15 maps at a time, constantly, month after month. I'm like, this is overwhelming, and none of these maps are memorable or worthwhile in the slightest. And I had this opinion, and people were basically saying, well, I don't see you doing better. Like, literally, I had fucking 30-year-olds telling me, no, you. It was the most childish thing I've ever been involved in. And it was like, these people all pretend that they're super pleasant, and they probably are pleasant. They are fine people. But it was just like, it seemed dishonest to me. And it was after that, and it was after I left Dump Truck's Discord, that I got sick of it. I got really sick of people fucking pretending. Like, you know, people say, oh, we need to be, you know, we need to be pleasant and positive as a community. The new guest host at the Quake Grave, Jerry. Oh boy. I could have been a guest host on the Quake Grave. Fucking, maybe people would still be around for it. I don't know. I did get kind of frustrated, and I knew I wasn't alone. The entire time, Flackshot was sitting there, and he understood it perfectly. He was like, yeah, I totally get it. You know, people didn't understand the concept of insulting your friends for a joke, which is astounding to me, because that's my entire mode of humor. In fact, that's the mode of humor of all my friends. Look at the way that Cappy gives me stupid fucking names anytime she owns a server. It's fun. Or the way that people were bullying me earlier. I don't take any of it seriously. It's just for fun. You shoot back. You have a good time. But these people were all so stiff. They were all so like, no, that just means you're mean. I'm like, whatever. Whatever. God forbid I enjoy myself. So, yeah, the Quake Grave thing, I don't know. The thing is, I don't hold anything against RC. I understand what he was trying to do with the chat. At the same time, I also thought it was really fucking dumb. I thought it was like a real... Like I said, he's not the most animated host, and his group is steady, but it's not big. You need your regulars. That's why I don't just immediately, like, sometimes I do get the urge to shitpost Niku off the fucking stream. I don't do that, because regulars are kind of a good thing. So I don't know, I'm just frustrated, because he seemed so callous about it. He seemed so, like, okay, I'm not gonna fucking miss you. Like, what the fuck, RC? Again, I was a regular, I was talking in your Discord constantly, and I'm just gone the next morning. What the fuck? That's infinitely meaner than, oh, I want to clown on some dude because he's trying to pick up Quake girls, which is fucking stupid. That's, like, people in the chat were asking him to stop. The easiest way to stop somebody when they're doing something stupid is you make fun of them. Because social pressure is a bitch. And it's not the nicest thing in the world, maybe, but... maybe something good can come out of it. I don't know, just a thought. That's the way I've always moderated things, and it's never gotten me any enemies. I know that. I don't know. It's a weird time. It was a weird time, and I'm not especially fond of it. But like I said, I don't know. I don't hold anything against RC, I suppose. I just got really pissed off because he just got rid of me that fast. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going with this level. I'm kind of done with this game for right now. So I'm just gonna, exit level. And, I don't know, maybe we'll play some of the mazes. It frustrated me to see all of these people who just didn't understand what I was doing. They didn't understand, like, they've never been 19 and trying to have a little bit of fun at someone else's expense. Like, yeah, okay, it's not the nicest thing in the world to do, but it's like, at least it's honest. At least it's like, this is stupid, so I'm going to make sure it's fun. It's fun to make fun of. I don't know. Oh yeah, and there's actually like I think it's the same recreation that was in Namco Museum Volume 1. They have the version of Pac-Man in here too. But yeah, I've left a decent few communities in the past little while. And that's disheartening. It's very disheartening, I would say. But I don't know. I do miss communities a little bit. I do miss the concept of, you know, just having, you know, decent, average people to talk to. I think people tend to simplify, especially me, down into just, you know, all I am is I'm just constantly shitposting. But no, dude, I like holding conversations. I like talking to people. And sometimes I'm not the nicest about it. Sometimes I have an outright temper. I'm not going to deny that. But, like, the way that people seem to not appreciate what I do, I don't know. It always kind of bugged me because I'm like, it's so reductionist. It's so, I think it's unfair to me. Especially when these people are also regulars. These people were supposed to understand me. Maybe not understand me, but, like, at least know that I'm not malicious. I'm not a malicious actor. But the amount of people who thought that, maybe I am. I don't know. I certainly don't think so. Like I said, these people don't fucking know me. I've spent so much time trying to prove it to, you know, close friends and stuff like that. I know I'm not fucking malicious, but people are gonna think what they think. So, whatever, I guess. It is what it is. Oh shit. This isn't going well. I'm not good at Pac-Man, as I've said multiple times, so I'm just fucking around. Sorry to dump all this randomly on probably people who have no idea what I'm talking about, but Kaz showed up, so I wanted to reminisce on something that Kaz and I had both seen. And I don't think I ever got to tell my side of the story, to be perfectly honest. I remember laughing about it with fucking Flackshot, but beyond that, hi Mon, you just missed a whole load of nothing, but it was good nothing. Felt good to get that out there. Oh, fuck, that was stupid. Anyway, yeah, I never got to tell my side of the story. I think people were just very confused about me. They didn't know what to make of me. Maybe they didn't think I was super malicious, but they were just sort of confused. And I'm like, I always thought I was the most blatantly obvious fucking person on the planet. But apparently not. Apparently I am very confusing. And I will never understand that. I'm like, dude, I'm like the most obvious person. I do kind of miss communities. I'm not in anymore, just in a couple friend groups. I have Somnolescent. That's literally it. I have Somnolescent. I have Milo Hacks, which is a Guitar Hero PS2 modding group. And then I'm also in Brad Sucks' Discord, you know, because he's an indie musician that I've liked since I was 11. I like communities. I have good conversations with people. But, I don't know. It was just a bad time. I probably have mellowed out a little bit over the past couple months. But people certainly have their own opinions. And that's perfectly fine. That's whatever. It's a thing you just kind of got to deal with and you just roll with. It's certainly not a thing that's affecting me day to day. It's only just like a thing I come up... Yeah. Neocities has been the only community I've been involved in since Hatena. I wasn't even involved in Hatena. I just kind of... Occasionally I would quote-unquote draw things. I wonder how much of that time is still spooking me. Whenever I think about how I'm eventually going to draw. I'm going to learn. But... Nah, Flipnote was fun. It was fun. Yeah, Neocities, I don't know. Neocities was an especially bad community. There was certainly no camaraderie, there was no spirit, there was no creative drive. It seemed like the only group project that ever fucking worked around there was Districts, and that was because it was people who knew what the fuck they were doing. And now, have you seen new Districts? Speaking of the Troons, fucking Charon's out here. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Charon and Neo are pretending like they're going to push Districts in a bold new direction. It's like, you're not going to do fucking anything. Yeah, this is the same one as Pac-Man, the Namco Museum, because the triangle button exits. So yeah, these are probably what I remember a little bit more. These are the mazes. I'll play one of the space mazes. But yeah. So they're trying to pretend like they're gonna bring back districts in the future of the site, but they don't even remotely have the infrastructure to do it. They don't have any of the scripts that .com Boom wrote. They don't have the artistic talent of Caby. They don't have the creativity of Caby. In designing mascots. They're just... I don't know what the fuck they think they're gonna do, because... I mean, it's certainly not going to, you know, have 400 fucking sites in 2 months. There was a lot of searching involved, and a lot of trimming involved, too. A lot of quality control is the word I was looking for. Where I don't know, it was frustrating, because I would really vet these sites. I was like, what are these sites trying to do, and what do they have to offer? And that's always been my thing, is that not everybody should have a site. And people probably understandably get kind of, like, spooked at that. They're like, oh, no. You know, people get kind of spooked at that. They're like, well, you know, and I guess they're intimidated, which I can understand. But I don't know. It's not like I'm asking for, like, the world. A lot of the time, I'm just asking for, like, what are you interested in? Make a site about that. That was my thing with the essays, which people didn't appreciate the essays either. People called me an egotist. They called me a fucking pretentious furry, which I am. But that's neither here nor there. It was so strange that people would have a concept like maybe have a point when you're making a fucking site, and they would balk at that. They would actually balk at that idea. They would think, oh no, that's so exclusionary, that's so crazy. Sometimes I would hear, this is probably my favorite retort, oh, it's just for fun. Okay, that's great. You can have fun and have a point too. Like, people seem to not understand that when you have a site, you're making it for an audience. And that's just how it goes. You still look good in a dress? Okay. That's a very old stream meme. Oh, shit. That's a good stream meme, though. Me in a dress. I've since abandoned the Flareon for the most part. Mari, I don't know. I still don't even know how I fucking pronounce my son's name. I know it's Merito, but I guess it would be Mary then. But I'd forgotten that image. I think Cappy drew it too. She drew a Mary on his wedding day, but he was the bride. He does look good in a dress. I'll give you that. But yeah, it just seemed kind of crazy that people would take this basic concept like, hey, you have an audience to give a fuck about. Why not waste my time? Or don't waste my time, really. And people would be like, no, that's so scary. I forgot what Kaz's looks like. If you want to find a way to drop it into the chat, I will put it up on stream. I will actually replace Nicole's fucking Flareon. I will replace it. Just for the duration of the stream. Just for funsies. That was a fun time. I used to stream a long time ago for people regularly, and I stopped doing it for a long time because I went through a period of introspection and insecurity, and I was a moody artist. And now I've since regained the ability to laugh. Again, I don't think you can blame me, like I said, the Troons for taking a toll on me. It would cover up too much. I could scale shit down, dude. It's all good. If not, I just want to show it for a little bit, to be perfectly honest. Because I think it's funny. Anyway. It was a strange time. But like I said, I've since regained the ability to laugh, which seems to be a thing that none of the people who dislike me seem to be able to do, which is, I think, a saving grace, is that sometimes I will look back and see what the Troons are up to, or I'll see what some of the Neocities kids are up to, and they're all miserable. They're all massively fucking miserable, or untalented. For whatever reason, people who used to be able to draw now can't. And I find that enlightening. Very enlightening. I said I wasn't going to spend the rest of the stream talking shit about people. I've been doing it for like 45 minutes now. We good. All good. That is a cute one, by the way. Yeah, Cappy became kind of my Flareon person for a while. And like I said, I've since abandoned using Mary for the most part. Not fully. Mary is certainly still around as a secondary Sona, but I don't feel him as much because I don't have that aggression. Maybe it sounded a little bit like it on stream, but I genuinely don't get that bothered about things that happened ages ago now. I'm way too focused on what I'm doing in my real life, focusing on what I'm doing in my future, and of course focusing on my creative stuff. The only person I've spoken to recently on Neocities was Punchy. Mia's okay. I don't know why Mia's so popular. It's the rainbows, I think. I don't know. Mia's a strange one. But there's worse people on Neocities for sure. A lot of them, the thing is that a lot of them just leave no impression whatsoever. There was one of the new ones, or really it was like an old hat that came back. Xander, who was apparently the original Hyperlink person, was talking shit about me. They again leave absolutely no impression whatsoever. No, fuck off. Let me get this dot. Fuck off. Dropping it into Discord. Do I still have you on Discord? I don't think we share anything, dude. I think I just kind of left everything behind back when I got really moody. Yeah, Mia's a bit odd, but she's still nice. I'm still Marito at 1020. If I don't have you added. But you know, aside from that, I don't know. Just a lot of them are really boring, and they leave absolutely no impression whatsoever. Like, another one, Leroy. It's funny, because I used to make fun of him all the goddamn time. But, to be perfectly honest, he was more funny than anything. Like, I think people had this concept that I hated everybody that I made fun of. Like, no, it's just they gave me amazing reactions. It's not... And again, maybe I still have you added. I don't think I have you added, Kaz. I'm gonna have to check that. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't see you anywhere on my list, dude. And you're not blocked either, so you'd probably have to re-add me, unless you changed your name or something, but I don't see you. Leroy, who cleaned his entire dick 2 hours ago. Why would you say that? I will still never quite understand. Like, that's the thing, is that they were all funny. I'm so glad someone else fucking noticed that, right? Alright, so there was a time in districts. I'm not gonna go full story mode on this. Yep, I see you guys. But there was a time when fucking... there was a time when Leroy sat in districts and he, like, took screenshots of both my site, Charon's site, and Neo's site, and overlaid them, literally stretched and distorted them, and tried to make it look like they copied my site design. And then immediately after I fucking leave Neocities, my Nostalgia Miner site, which I made for a laugh in like a week because I wanted to just... I don't know. I wanted to. I had... he copied it. He literally fucking copied it, like, bit for bit. I think I can even show it. I'm gonna put the game away for a little bit and just, see if I can get this up on my standby real quick, because it's pretty fucking striking. Nope, that's not the right Vivaldi. Yeah, it's this Vivaldi. Oh man, yeah, Kaz just sent it. Yep, I remember this. I remember this very well. Alright, so I'm gonna switch over. I'm gonna mute the game real quick. And the thing is about Leroy is that he was so goddamn insecure. Where the thing is, like, I have opinions here. I'm gonna transition real quick. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck I even have open. It's just Kiwi Farms. We good. It's just Kiwi Farms. But yeah, let me show you real quick. I actually I'm gonna type this into Discord, so I'm not gonna have like my history showing up. I'm smart. I'm not doxing myself, and I just had it show up anyway. Whatever. So so this is my miner site, and then what's his site? Fucking Leroy on Neocities. Oh no! I was about to open a new tab. Cappy knows why that would be a very bad idea. If I open a new tab, I'll just clone this one. We good. PM me on Discord for new link. Fuck off. Fuck off, Leroy. Fuck, that's disappointing. Oh, it's to Leroy at .cf, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I think this is it now. Yeah. Look at this. Look at these. Fucking look at them. They are exact. Look at the fucking footer. They are exact. This guy sat on Discord pissing off my mods and saying they copied my site design. And here he is literally copying my fucking site design. Like, this fucking kid. I will never understand him. This, by the way, this design, it's still pretty dope. I still dig this. And I built this the Netscape way, just using uppercase tags, and he's older than me? How is Leroy older than me? This fucking dude. Anyway, so yeah, I forgot about that description I added. The new and improved home base from Merito, a modder writer and Pokemaniac. I don't care about Pokemon at all at this point. But I remember he just was super insecure. It says his birthday on his about. I don't know. I don't want to dig too far into his site because he's still obsessed with me. He's still got me quoted. Look at him. Good to see the rogue one-ball Mexican is still obsessed with me though after 3 fucking months. Here's what happened, right? So I go into my email, which is now dead, by the way. Oh, and I gotta talk about this page too. I gotta talk. Okay, there's just so much to talk about with this kid. He's so great. Anyway, so yeah. So in my email, I just randomly get this fucking awful dumb meme from I think it was Mine Robber, and he was like, Leroy sends his regards, and I'm like, you guys seriously not over me yet? Like it was literally 2 or 3 months later, and they were still sending me dumb memes. They were still trying to get my attention. They're still trying to get Cappy's attention. It's like, fuck off already, Jesus Christ. It's so obsequious. It's just like, go away. I don't know if obsequious is the right word, but it's like, go away already. You are not, like, I don't know what you think you're doing other than being creepy and obsessive. But yeah, I called him a rogue one-ball Mexican. I think that was another meme, but yeah. So he was born in the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. That means he's gonna starve. Have fun. Have fucking fun with that. So yeah, and he links to my Somnolescence site too. He actually links to it. Like, thanks for the free advertising, asshole. He's older than Owlman too. Go figure. Go figure with these fucking people. Yeah, and this by the way right here, this text, which I'm gonna read out loud because it's the funniest thing ever. Leroy was apparently looking for like, what was it, like metal text or something to put on his site, and Owlman, being the total fucking illiterate that he is, he calls me pretentious. Get a load of this word salad. Far out from the sad eyes, one man has fallen to his sinful ways, but us few men of near godlike grace, we has assented to the true power of man. We are no mortal men, we are gods. Gods with the power to not only bring life, but take it. Our epic power is like none other on this planet, nor has such power can be compared. The might of millions of men is no match for our power and glory. The cowards of Anglo blood shall meet our might. They will meet the true power of the Saxon men. The land of dirt shall be reaped from the most vile hand of Anglo blood. Fight them with our might. Fight the good fight. Show them our true mettle. No mercy given. Victory for the chosen people. Let us not cease from mental fight, but let us drink the blood of the cowards for the chosen people. This man thinks he can write. This man thinks this is anything but, like, just gibberish. And the thing is, he was making fun of me for, and I still have a copy of it locally, I think. I should. I'll see if I do. Oh, I do still have a copy of the manifesto, which I took down because I thought it was a little bit pretentious, but I still do have a copy of the manifesto up on my own personal thing, where I was just talking about like basically my morals that I kind of that imposed on the group because I thought everybody kind of agreed on them, and talking about how, you know, we kind of as one, you know, as honest creative people, we're strong on our own, but we get like even stronger in a group. And just, I don't know, it was a kind of pretentious thing that I was kind of meant, you know, as a group thing. It was fun. And meanwhile, they call that pretentious, but then you've got this, and it's like, that's fucking sad. That's beyond sad. That's just like, and Leroy's English is no better, by the way, because he's Venezuelan. Welcome to the amazing Ted Leroy's experience. And of course you got a guest book, because of course you do. It's Neocities. Who needs creativity? But yeah, he basically copied my entire site design after sitting on his ass bitching about how people copied my site design because they used grid. Apparently using grid means you're copying Marito. I don't understand that. Yeah, the thing I don't understand about Leroy in the slightest is he's just like, he was so massively insecure. Like, the thing is, if I don't like your site, my opinion means goddamn nothing. And that's what they don't understand. And that's why I don't get it, because I'm thinking, I'm just some fucking dude. Yeah, Leroy getting English help from Owlman is like just beautiful. Sup, mama. Don't call me mama. But like, it was just so, it was the funniest thing ever. Just like, what was I even talking about? Yeah, like, I don't even understand why like, my opinion means anything. Is it because I'm actually talented? Is it because every site I've ever put together has at least been passable, if not fantastic looking? Like, districts, like Tesserae, like my nostalgia mining site. Like, they all look really good. Even when I try to look bad, it looks really good. And of course, they're all massively untalented and bitter. So it was just like, they're still obsessed with me. And for whatever reason, they just couldn't carry on making their own fucking site. Like, they can't just tell some random guy on the internet, dude, go fuck yourself. I'm going to make the site I want to make. That's too difficult. So instead, they got really upset with me, and they're still obsessed like months later. And I'm like, I don't understand it. Go away. Go away. Oh, I got to be real with you, Chief. God, that reminds me of, oh, I just realized I don't have the stream chat up because I've switched away. I don't have the stream chat up, technically. But yeah, that reminds me of Nekojiru's memes. And Nekojiru wants my attention so bad, it's kind of astounding how bad she wants my attention. And the thing is, she's also really forgettable. Like, she's just not worth the effort in any capacity, because she's just so... Like, she made this meme the one time where she was talking about the Virgin Caby versus the Chad Nekojiru. You know, it was that kind of meme. The problem is that she referred to me as a virgin, yet also admitted that I had a girlfriend to make a fucking fursona for me, which kind of makes me not a virgin. Well, I'm not talking about virgin. Did she say virgin or incel? I forgot about that. But it's just like that's not like a sad thing, is my point. It's not like, oh no, you know, you're this lonely, miserable loser. Like, no, I have a girl. I have a girl now. What part of that makes me just some fucking loser? And then the Nekojiru ones on the side are just like, I mean, you won, like, you just like, all you did was take a fucking anime character and you made that your persona. At least Caby is a custom design. At least Caby was like a thing that looks like me, and he's adorable. Nekojiru is just some shit you ripped off because, again, you're uncreative. Yeah, Nekojiru not creative enough to make a fursona and no GF, so she's just so bitter, dude. She's just sad. Like, it's not even like a thing where I'm like, God, I don't understand her in the slightest. I do, and she's just miserable. Like, she frankly deserves Owlman, and it's funny to see them all flirt with Owlman, because it's like, if they saw the way that he looks like a fucking thumb, they would probably not. Like, let's ask Strata what he thinks of how Owlman looks. Alright? Now Mary is making fun of my Animu religion. That's just how it goes. That's just how I roll. Anyway, I didn't confuse you, Niku, with Nekojiru, but I remember there was another meme that she had made. Maybe it was Leroy, actually. I don't know. They all kind of run together, where it was just like, I gotta be real with you, Chief. You're shit. Man. And that's my favorite part. I forgot. He copied my fucking Notepad++ button, and I'll prove it. I'll goddamn prove it. Because that was a button that I had made for my original fucking site. And he copied it. He had a big problem with everybody else copying me. But he copies me all the time. It's like, after I do something, it's okay to do it. But before then, it's just like he's just so insecure, dude. Like, so fucking insecure. And it's just kind of astounding. And it's like, dude, just get over yourself. Just get over yourself and just make the site you want to fucking make. Like, Jesus Christ, you're so boring and so sad. And I'm sorry for the absolutely lazy capture right now, but I don't feel like getting everything up for just showing you something in Earthen View right now, but it was just like, yeah, it's right here. Like, this is my original button, and then look at it down there. All he did was change the color. He didn't even change around the text. He didn't even change around the gecko. All he did, that is a gecko, right? All he did was made it gray. And that's his button. And because I don't have it on my site now, it's like, okay, I guess it's yours. Like, if that really makes you happy, dude, you can go ahead and take that fucking button. But, like, I'll be real with you, Chief. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad the way that you're still obsessed. And again, copying me. All these fucking people quoting me on their sites. I'm not even going to show you the fucking Caby he drew. For whatever reason, I've actually recently gotten hate art. Actually, it's not really recent, but it's like a good month or two ago, where people were actually sending me fucking hate art. Like, people brutalizing my fucking Sona, and it's like, oh, what planet are you anything but sad? I'm well past you, and here you are drawing this innocent. It's not even Mary. It's not even my fucking Flareon being brutalized. It's Caby, my cute fucking badger. Like, on what planet does this make you look anything but pathetic? And I just don't understand it. Like, they're all so obsessed, and they think, the thing is, they think they're cool. They think that they're getting one on me. They think they're this they think they're clowning some lolcow, but they are the lolcow. They are the ones who are still obsessed with somebody who made fun of their site the one time. It's just like, for real, dude? Do you really have nothing better going on in your life? And that's the thing. They all stick together and hate me because they have nothing else. None of them have anything going on in their life. And that's the saddest part, is that, you know, my biggest concerns for today were getting my bank account sorted and getting some references for an application that I'm trying to file for a summer job. Like, I have actual real-world concerns, and they're still sitting on Discord bothered about me. It's like, dude, even in my free time, I'm writing, I'm doing these streams, and I'm just thinking, like, you're fucking sad. You really don't have anything. I have another persona of yours to put in a dress. Dear God. Fucking Caby in a dress. Kaz, we need to have a talk. Yeah, Nekojiro complaining about me stealing Penny when she stole a Nekojiro straight up. I'm going to get the stream chat back on screen because I kind of want the stream chat back up. Add existing stream chat. And I'll just put this over to the side right here, and I'll put this over here. That looks vaguely about right. And transition. Alright, so stream chat's back up. Nekojiro complaining about me stealing Penny. Yeah. Can someone give me proof of Nekojiro stealing design? Her entire site mascot, dude, is Nekojiro. Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. Like, blatant ripoff. And that's the thing about Penny, too, is that if you actually go to, like, Penny's toy house, I don't really know. I want to be pulling up Toy House right now. I could. I'll just go to Cappy's real quick. And you actually go to fucking... Isn't she wonderful? She's totally not a fucking faggot at all. Yeah. So she complains about Penny and us stealing fucking Penny. But she's like, she stole Nekojiro outright. Meanwhile, Penny, we redesigned her personality. She had no personality. We redesigned her look. Like, you still have the other Penny saved. That's so wonderful. Yeah, I'm just going full degenerate on stream. Just show off my furry art. Fuck it, why not? Anyway, so yeah, like, she complains about us stealing Penny, but like she stole Nekojiro. Like her entire thing is just Nekojiro. Our Penny isn't even really Penelope. Like the Neocities Penelope. She doesn't have a hard hat. She's never designing sites. She's like climbing on top of Kevin and calling Seba stinky. On what planet is this stealing? I think here's the one, right? I think here's the big sketch one. This is still one of my favorite sketch pages Cappy has ever done. I just love, this is Kevin in development right here. But yeah, it's just like this is Penny. This is our Penny. She's nothing like the Neocities Penny. And it's just like, again, they're all massively uncreative. This is how you actually base a character off somebody. Or you base a character off of another character. You develop them. You take them in another direction. Yeah, she's still orange. She's still a cat, but that's all she has in common with the old Neocities Penny. So I'm just thinking like, on what planet can you call it just a copy? Stream chat still doesn't like it when I swear. I solved that for making Cappy a mod. I'm not making you a mod. I'll see if I can turn off any of the filtering stuff real quick. Manage moderators. I think Cappy can, approve things. I'm just going to switch over real quick. I don't know how 8 people are watching this. Godspeed. I don't know if I can right now. Cool. Mods say fuck. I thought I didn't have any filters on. I don't know how you set it so there's no filters. Stream advanced settings? Is it advanced settings? Enable live chat. Automatically block spam messages? I don't want to block fucking spam messages. I want everything to go through YouTube. Go away. Don't forget to review. I'm not reviewing. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's just listen to your fucking song right here. No, I don't want to watch my own stream while I'm watching a stream. Or while I'm streaming. No, thank you. Alright. Let's listen. Okay, I can't hear anything. Can't. Why can't I hear anything? I don't. Maybe it's too quiet. Oh, with my speaker. We've got to go back now. All right, yeah, we gotta talk about that a little bit. So, I guess the first thing is the stuff I did like about it. I did like the overall sound of it. Like I said, the bass line is really cool. I quite enjoyed the sound of it. I quite enjoyed the groove of it. Problem is, it was half finished. That's not 4 minutes worth of song right there. That is like probably 45 seconds worth of song that was looped. The thing about song structure is that you need contrasting sections. You need at least 2 or 3 contrasting, at least 3, I would say. At least if you're going for general kind of pop songwriting. If you're not, if you're just doing more of a general like maybe a song soundtrack thing, like something you'd see in a video game, even they have contrasting sections. That did not have a contrast to it at all. So it was very one note, very kind of flat because of it, where you need to write a second part of it. You can have leads on top of and floating in and out of the mix. That's fine. And I don't have any of my projects with me at the moment. But I think I do still have somewhere. Like, you'll be able to see it with one of my tracks, just looking at the waveform. And sometimes you don't need a contrasting section, like the opener on my album that I mentioned earlier. But that's an intro. That's like a minute and a half. That's meant to be just kind of short. Like, let me break down... I'm not going to play a whole bunch of it, but let me break down Disco Jellyfish for you. And I'll get that up in OBS. And I'll show you really quickly what I mean. Because you can see it and you'll be able to hear it. There's contrasting sections to it. Where I have a lot of fucking things open. Jesus Christ. Audacity, here we go. Yeah. You'll be able to hear it. And you'll be able to see it. Where there's bits that... Oh, I do want stream chat. I'll have Vivaldi off. Transition real quick. Alright, so let me show you. So, you have this opening bit right here, which, yes, you do need, I would say, different rhythms, and I'll demonstrate a little bit again with my own track right here, which is not even, like, a particularly brilliantly written track. It's not like this is a big, Odyssey or anything, but what it is it's a pretty decent pop song for what it's worth. And when I say pop songwriting, I consider that anything that's a verse-chorus structure. So I consider that anything that's rock music. I would say modern rap music follows a pop structure. If you have your verses and then you have your hook, I consider a hook and a chorus basically the same thing. We've seen kind of rap-like hooks in songs before. They're called refrains. But you'll be able to hear how just in, like, say, for instance, this verse part. You have just that part for a couple bars, and then you have everything kind of draws out a little bit. So then you get your build-up. And so that's your transition. That's your transition. That's the part that takes the verse to the chorus. You don't always need a transition, but if you don't have one, it'd be pretty abrupt. And you can hear that. Pixies, for instance, use that to great effect. You can hear it on songs like Tame. There's really no transition. Although, maybe I would say there's a transition. When Black Francis starts screaming, I think that's a pretty... I think that counts as a transition, where you still have the instrumental kind of building a little bit, and then, okay, so yeah, I would say it still has a transition. But then you get into the chorus bit, which this is a little loud, so I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Totally different feel. Thing is, I think it's actually still the same BPM, and it's still the same bass line. Listen close. So it's still the same bass line, but it's a totally different feel. The drums are more amplified, and everything just kind of has a different tonality to it. Now, thing is, these are not the only 2 sections. You also have this additional transition part where the bass is the only thing that's left, and you have that warbly kind of synth in the back, and then you have this verse or this bridge bit, which is another transition piece that will take you from the B part, the chorus, to the A part, which is the verse. So notice that the drums once again change and the bass line changes. Again, there might be some tempo variance, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't have the tempo map or anything next to me. But you get where I'm going. So these are contrasting sections that have a very different feel to them. And you should think of your chorus almost like a release. You should almost think of it like, aside from BPM, how much is too different? If it doesn't sound like it fits, then it probably doesn't fit. But that's literally the only thing. And I'm trying to think of examples that I can play here on stream real quick. If I flip back to Vivaldi real quick, I think I can go pull out something from my channel, from something that I've remastered or something of the sort, where you can hear. Actually, this is, and that's the thing. It's not the only way to build out a track. You can have different structures. A lot of my tracks tend to be verse-chorus. There's no need to necessarily have it be verse-chorus. You didn't change up the bass line enough. There was really no change noticed, dude. The bass stayed the same throughout. There was no transition bits. There was no... You really have to write two distinct parts, at least, and then link them together. And sometimes that's enough. If you look at, like, folk music is just verse-chorus. You hear it a lot on Loveless, the My Bloody Valentine record that I kind of sometimes like. Depends. That has a very folky kind of song structure to it, where it's the lead bit, which is generally the part that you think of when you think of like the na 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 na, like in I Only Said. Then you have the verses where the actual vocals come in, and it just trades between those two parts, and that works for the music because it puts the effects on display. But if you're not doing anything crazy with the sound of your song, you have to put songwriting first. And I would say even if you are doing something crazy with the sound, you probably do have to do something with the songwriting. But this here, I'll pick a Brad Suck song I like just as an example of the kind of thing I'm talking about, where... So this is one part, just this beginning part. And if you hear that scale that's going up, that na 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 na, that's a repeating. That's I guess you could call it a motif, and that happens throughout the song. That's another thing that helps tie things together, is repeating bits. So you can have two parts of a song be totally different from each other, so long as you have something to sonically tie it together. So as long as you're using the same sounds, or you're using you can. And the thing is, that's the beauty of music, is that you can get really crazy with it. You can have like a key change. There's tons of songs out there that use key changes. Or you can have, a time signature change. I've had tracks that are 4/4 in the verse and then 3/4 in the chorus. Nothing that I've published, but you can have shifting time signatures. Those are the things that will contrast a part of a song with another. So again, we'll get a little bit further into this track, again, to continue to demonstrate structure. Here's this transition bit. Verse, vocals come in, it just drops down to the bass line, which still follows the general tonality of the rest of the piece. But it's not really, in a sense... It's not the same melody, but it's similar to it. It's still... You still go high the same, but it's not that scale bit that I was talking about, even though... Here's another part. You can hear that scale thing come back in. Da, na, 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 na. You can hear that. Another verse. Here's another part of the scale. So again, that's what ties these two parts together, is these repeating parts. The vocal melody, I think, is the same in both, similar in both. Using the same instrument tones also helps to tie a track together, but that's not too difficult. Then the track actually has a kickoff point, and this is where it gets different enough, because all of that before could still be considered verses, but this is the part where you actually get into like a chorus. It's not this. It's, here we go. It's weird because this track, no, I probably wouldn't go as far as to say there's only one chorus at the end. But this is the part where it switches up enough. This is the release of the song, where you have this kind of tense, buzzy kind of thing going on with the vocals being very droney. And then you get into the later half of the song, and it totally changes. And that's the release of the song, because it's still got the same tonality to it, but it's a lot louder. It's a lot more satisfying. That's the satisfying part of the song, dude, is the release. You can hear that. This isn't the scale part. No, the scale part is the bass line in the back. So here's the release right here. I'm sorry, I'm going to be listening to Brad Sucks for the rest of the stream. But that's the release. You hear there's a totally different lead going on. The guitar has picked up. It's now louder. That's now your lead. It's totally different now. Like I said, there's a different lead. Everything kind of follows that lead. It's tied to it, so it still feels like it fits. But that's the release. And then when those cymbals start hitting, holy shit. Like, that's just so satisfying, dude. So that's what I'm talking about when you need a thing that changes, is that it's still the same general BPM. I think it's probably somewhere around 80, 90 BPM throughout. But it changes just enough. You have a different lead. You have a different kind of tone. The vocals start having more processing on them. It changes enough. And at that point, it all just comes down to the songwriting. It all just comes down to, you have enough of a lead at the end. And I think I have, as one more example, I think I have, my Ghost Grove track? My new Ghost Grove track, the reprise. After that, where you can hear, it kind of, you can hear how I introduced something quiet early on, kind of like a lead melody. I introduced that kind of early on into the song, and then later on I build that as the release of the song, where it goes a little bit faster, the bass comes in, you start seeing pianos layer. That's your release, and then it all slows down to a satisfying closer. This is again one of my favorite tracks I've ever done. So you have that part. Everything else is just chords, and then later on in the song, it introduces itself back, but it's not just this lead. So it's a callback to the earlier part of the song, but then after I think four measures, there's another piano that introduces itself as well. And again, this is what you're contrasting it to, where it's just chords. So a lot of it does just come down to structure and leads, basically, is pretty much all I can put it down to. I would say, 2 or 3 contrasting sections. You don't want too many, so that way the song doesn't feel unified, but you want a couple to provide variety. And also, a really satisfying way to structure a track is that you have, your chords early on, and then you introduce the lead, sort of the lead melody of the track, and that carries on, that's introduced early on, like you heard in the Ghost Grove track. But then later on, it reintroduces itself and it builds. And not only does that tie your ending to the front of the track, but it also, because you've built on it, it feels a little bit more fuller. It feels more like you're kind of descending. You're descending into the pit of your song, essentially. And there's no rule that you need to necessarily have it at the end. A lot of the songs that I do just tend to naturally be structured where I have the verse starting it out, then I have the chorus, then I have another verse, and then another repetition of the verse with something added, and then another chorus, and then a bridge, and then a final chorus. And that's just general pop songwriting. That's just a verse, chorus, verse thing. No need to necessarily do that, but you want contrasting sections. Even if your song is still... I'll check it out in a moment, Kaz. Even if your song is mostly the same throughout, there's still subtle differences. I don't give a fuck if it copyright matches me. I'm going to pull up Natural One real quick. Yeah, I'm going to pull up Natural One, and I don't care if you see my subscriptions. Again, I'm just trying to limit what I accidentally will show. Natural One. This is a song that's very repetitive. Very, very repetitive. But it shows you that you can still have contrasting sections even when it really doesn't contrast. Again, I don't care if I get copyright struck by this. Fuck it, who cares? Is this even in the Content ID system? It is. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, I am. What of it? Subscribe to both channels. What of it? And really pay attention to that bass. Because the bass is the only thing, aside from the vocals, that has a melodic component to it. Aside from the one synth. I don't think that counts as a melody. But the bass is the only thing carrying that melodic component. So, for a lot of the song, your one part is that, you know, that part. And then a little bit later on, you have the bass kind of doing different things as the vocals come in. And it's just kind of a contrast. But this is not really a song that has a whole lot of contrast to it. You have that, but then a little bit later on, stuff introduces itself. Like there is a chorus here. This is a contrasting part. This is the contrasting part, really, where you have what you could technically call the chorus vocal. Technically the chorus. You have that guitar come in. There's a second guitar that comes in, this kind of crunchy one that's really just kind of like a... that part. Yeah. So, it is possible to have the same bass line throughout, the same drum part throughout, and still have it contrast. It's just about what you throw on top. And everything kind of needs to tie together. You can't really just have a bunch of leads. It doesn't really work. It all kind of needs to go somewhere. So that's my sort of end result on the song, or my end idea of the song. Is it's good. It needs more contrast. It needs a contrasting part to it. God, I got distracted. I was talking about the Neocities kids and Penny. And now I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I enjoy talking. I quite enjoy talking. Yeah, there you go. I don't know. I didn't want to review it somewhere on... Like, I don't really want to do song reviews in text. I want to do album reviews a little bit more, but not song reviews. So I figured, fuck it. I'll just listen to it on stream. Yeah, I don't understand how somebody could say she's just a copy of the Neocities cat, because how many people on Neocities can actually fucking name the Neocities cat? She's ours now, motherfuckers. Again, I still love this. Alright, so I'm gonna stop looking at furry shit right on fucking stream. And yeah. Man, I got really off track, didn't I? I got very, very off track. That's all good though. That's fun. By the way, I saw somebody mention Music 2000. That was actually something I was interested in showing on stream. The moment I learned about it, I was like, ooh, that sounds like a stream game. Not that it's a game, it's a sequencer technically, but I was like, that sounds kind of fun. I don't know, maybe I'll play it on a Saturday stream or something. I do want to get a little bit further in Pac-Man World, but I'm stuck right now. I don't care. So I'm just going to shut down. Let's see if we can go back to the game. I'm just going to shut down fucking RetroArch and all that shit. But yeah, I've been talking for a little while. It's been fun. I enjoy rambling. I know that's a surprise to absolutely no one, but you know, whatever. We'll just kill that there. And yeah, so I still don't know how to end streams, believe it or not. I've done this a bunch of times, and I still don't really quite know. I don't even know if I'm going to end it, but I don't think I have anything else to talk about. And I don't know. Like I said, it's fun. I'm going to go back to the live dashboard, because I don't know what's going on at this point. I don't know why people are still watching. I don't know. I appreciate you guys. Even if I get kind of annoyed, I appreciate it. As always. In fact, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go back to the standby thing, and you can stare at what I've been staring at, kind of. 9 people watching. Oh, Kaz. Kaz wants me to show this pic. That's very true. So how did you make your music? You play actual guitars? No, it's all sequenced. It's all fucking... Oh, God. Why did you make her look even more like a thought? Make him look even more like a thought. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? You're right. I did want to show it, but at the same time, this is bad. This is wrong. This is very, very wrong. Kaz, you should show up more. You really should. So I guess we'll we'll end off with this. It's worse now. It's much, much worse. What do I make my music in? GarageBand. There's a lot you can do with it. You can do OBS on Mac, right? This is a Windows. I mean, this is boot camp right here. But if you can do it on, I don't know. I'm kind of sick of staring at GarageBand, but you know, might be fun to stream making music sometime. Might be fun to stream level design sometime. I still want to do a Quake stream, just making kind of a level and playing around and having a good time for old time's sake, not because, you know, people deserve it or anything. GarageBand on Windows when? Just get a Mac, you fucking poor fag. Is it holding socks? Where did the sock thing come from, God? I don't even fucking remember. I remember socks were like a meme. I don't remember. That's ironic. But yeah, socks were a thing for a little while. I don't know. I don't remember where they came from, but yes, we have socks. Yeah, I love the idea of you streaming making stuff. Absolutely, I should. Kaz, yes. You actual madman. Yeah. Was it just because of Sock? I mentioned Sock earlier when I was talking about Quake maps. That's Simon O'Callaghan, who's kind of... He's probably the biggest guy in the Quake community. Not really the most active, but very much the one who's had the most impact because his maps are very open, very big, very influential. And he was also the guy who was behind Arcane Dimensions, which is Arcane Dimensions. You know, the big, upgraded, you know, all sorts of new monsters and logic and scripting and shit. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of fucking Arcane Dimensions. I'm being tripped out by this Flareon. Kaz, you're a menace. I need to pull up Cappy's. I need to pull up Cappy's. Because right now I'm just... Oh, you still haven't posted it! You still haven't posted the fucking... The one with, Kevin and Izzy. You still haven't posted that, man. You got to. You go back far enough. All she drew were Flareons. Not really all, but... That's the first Kevin, by the way. That's the original Kevin right there. And I was just like, hey... Merito with a capital M. Suggested me on Discord I should draw an Aardwolf. His name is Kevin. He eats tuna out of the can. I never respected that in canon. He likes to be called Kev. Never respected that. But yeah, that's the original Kevin. And then we turned him into the cuddly dog dude that he is today. So strange. And you can see how gay the Flareons got with time. She drew them progressively fluffier and fluffier. And there's one that has a heart, which is definitely platonic. Definitely platonic. I'm sorry, I'm gonna not be fucking gay right here. Yeah, we're just gonna end off with a much happier, nicer Mary in a wedding dress, because the one that Kaz drew is diseased. It's really diseased. Any final words? Anyone in the chat before I close things off here and go scrub myself to death? Having seen that. I should have grabbed water. I need to I need to hydrate more. Yeah, putting a tuxedo on him wouldn't be funny. Yeah, because he's a dude. Slut Caby versus wholesome Caby waiting until marriage. Yeah. We have Thought Caby. And then we have Big Day. Look, flowers in your hair, Mary. You know, it seemed to be a trend with me. And then it became a thing. Putting any clothes on a Flareon would be weird. Honestly, I would agree. I don't like really Anthro Flareons. I really don't like Anthro Pokemon in general. I know we were joking about Gardevoir earlier. I am not terribly into fucking Anthro Pokemon, the more Anthro type, which is weird because I don't know. I like them when they're a little bit more normal looking, but when they're bipedal, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of strange. It's just an invitation to fuck them, and the fuck pond is full. Not into it. But, you know, when they're just like a lion bunny. It's cute. And of course, she doesn't post any of the camis that she draws anymore, but she draws. This is the new me, Kaz, believe it or not. This is actually pretty damn close to what I look like, too. I'm not face doxing myself on fucking stream, but it's pretty close. So, but yeah, Niku is right. Putting any clothes. I'm not into Anthros in general, so I can see where you're coming from. Okay. Oh yeah, she did a Pixel Mary, very recently actually, because we were talking about we like Miss Mary. He was a good lad. He's a good lad. Oh man, that's an old Cappy. Holy shit. You face doxed yourself in your album insert? Yeah, but that was pixely. That was dithered. That doesn't count. Yeah, it's an, how do you say that? Erythristic? Yeah, it's an erythristic. Have you seen them? Oh man, you need to see them. They're great. This is just fucked with the chat hour, which is fine by me. I appreciate all of your company. Yeah, they're called erythristic badgers. They're like albinos, but a little bit different. Where instead of being, you know, totally colorless, they're red. They're red badgers. Where's the one I saw with the flowers earlier? Man, that was a fucking adorable one. I'm not gonna find the flower one, I don't think. Oh shit. Sorry, that's gay. But yeah, they're ginger badgers. They're great. I'm gonna make a feral Caby. You're way fucking behind on that, dude. Way the fuck behind. Yo, let's not open all of my fucking... Let's not open up all of my tabs, please. Thank you. Much appreciated. I'm gonna find a Caby real quick. I guess in my characters, you can see that I don't have any. But yeah, there's already been feral Camys, dude. Like, she draws them pretty fucking regularly. And ooh, I'm gonna hop over to where is it? Her Badger gallery. You know, she made a Badger gallery. She draws badgers so much that she made a Badger gallery. That's pretty great. But yeah, there's already been fucking feral Camys before, dude. There's been plenty of them. I'm trying to find the one. I'm trying to find the one. This is the one. This is the one. Look at this skeevy motherfucker winking. I'm sorry, I've just made this incredibly gay, but it's been like that for a long time. Fuck it. Why not? Look at this motherfucker. I don't trust this. You should have seen my reaction the first time she showed this to me. I about damn near lost it. But, yeah. I'm going to be talking furries the rest of the night if I don't fucking shut this stream off. That's fine, though. I'm satisfied. It's a part of me that I don't show in public anymore because I don't go out in public. Oh, yeah, and then there's my ref, which has a fucking feral Caby on it. Come on now. You say you're going to fucking make a feral Caby, but he's already a thing. Sometimes he's blue, you know? Have I driven everyone away yet? No, but I genuinely like these guys. They're pretty great. They're Alright, I am just not getting any anymore. But, yeah, they're great. They're ginger badgers. Come on. That's the one I showed before. Yeah, no, there's a lot of different... People tend to just simplify alternate colorings down into albino, but there's a bunch of them. I don't know. Some of these are weird to say. Leucistic, which is like a yellow kind of pigment. It's not quite albino. Erythristic, which is red. I think if you actually look on the page for erythrism, it's a red polecat. Like I said, oh, strawberry tigers, absolutely. Yeah, we are a fan of we are quite a fan of alternate colorings. It's good. It's good. And of course it's Cappy, so I enjoy it. Why have you liked Anthro? Oh my god, you and your fucking whys all the time, dude. This is the thing you've always done. Stop. Why do I like Anthros? I don't know. I'm a fucking degenerate that got raised on the internet. It's kind of a given. Kind of a given. I don't know. I think I'm pretty decent with it now. I think I'm pretty not degenerate, despite what people think. I just enjoy myself, and I just write my characters, and Cappy draws my characters. Some of them are her characters, but it's neither here nor there. Oh gosh, look at the time. I'm a conservative furry. Yep, I am a conservative furry. That's how that goes. Shit, is it 8:30 for real? I really need to get going. Not that I have anywhere to be, but again, we've been going for a long time. This was meant to be a Pac-Man World stream, and now I said, fuck it, let's just talk about everything. I don't know, I enjoy it. I think we should do this more. Just talk to the chat hour, you know. It's good. It's good. You're in my time zone? Yes? Question mark? Where did you think I was? Oh. Yeah, furry stream. Again, I'm gonna do creator streams at some point, I think. Now that I'm doing them twice a week, yeah, I don't want to just do video games. I want to make stuff. I want to make stuff. So I don't know, maybe I'll get OBS up on my Mac partition, and I'll stream some song stuff. I don't know. Not really doing song stuff at the moment. Maybe I don't know. I did want to do level design. So I don't know. We'll figure that one out when we get there. I'll start, I guess, just planning stuff and going from there. But yeah, for right now, I'm gonna stream me writing Eleanor fix. No, I don't think I would. I don't think I would. Even if I am doing it in Mac Word 5, which is again the best word processor ever made. No, I don't think I would be streaming myself writing. That sounds dreadful to watch. Even if chat was involved, that just sounds nasty. But yeah, creator streams sounds cool. Oh, Mon's getting last minute spam in. Appreciate it. All right, enough of that. So yeah, that's really all I have to say, guys. I hope this went a little bit better. Honestly, I've been working on my delivery a little bit more, trying to not have just a lot of ums, and I still kind of do it. But other than that, yeah, titties. Except I got rid of the stream chat, so ha, in your fucking face. All right, so yeah. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Yeah, it went really nicely. I'm enjoying these. I'm really looking forward to them, actually. Saturday again. Saturday's the next one. We'll see what we do when we get there. I don't know if it'll be Pac-Man World or what. But, yeah. It was an accident. Thanks, mobile. Oh, Mon and his fantastic internet. Alright. I am done. I promise I'm done. Thank you very much, everyone, for showing up. Kaz, show up more. Would really appreciate it. If there was one person from RC's camp that I would like to see more, it's you. So, yeah, show up more. And the rest of you, have a wonderful evening. I'll see you back here on Saturday. I am, of course, Marito, and